So today is January 14th, 2021, and I'm Helen Pu, and today I'll be interviewing um, Elder Charles Yuan from Clear Lake Chinese Church on behalf of Houston Asian American Archive at Rice University. So first, let's start with your childhood. So where were you born?
I was born in Hsinchu, Taiwan,
Mhm.
China.
Okay. Yeah, and around when were you born there?
1949, May 22nd.
Okay, cool. And do you have any other siblings?
Yes, fortunately, I have three,
Uh-huh. Uh, how old are they? Are they older or younger?
two older sisters, one younger brother.
Okay. And were they all also born in the same place?
Yeah, they two in mainland China.
Oh, okay.
So one is in Chongqing, Sichuan.
Uh-huh.
My second one is from Shanghai.
Okay.
So
Cool.
the other one, my younger brother, is Hsinchu, same as mine,
Mhm.
2 years apart from me. Yeah,
I see.
younger.
So your parents were originally from mainland China?
Yes, my original place. My father came from mother came from Hubei,
Okay.
Wuhan. Yeah,
Uh-huh. And what about your father?
yeah. Both of them, so from Wuhan. They
Oh,
were
okay.
high school sweetheart.
And when did they go to like Chongqing?
Chongqing, because we have a Japanese invasion.
Mm.
All the people come. My parents, they are both in working in the military. My father was an airplane
Uh-huh.
pilot.
Okay.
So they went there, so have a training because they wanted, just fighting against the Japanese invasion. So
Oh.
very hot blood youth,
Uh-huh.
so try to do something for the country.
Okay. And then um they moved to Shanghai for the same reason?
Yes, because as long as in the military. So he actually, my father went to USA, have a airplane pilot training,
Mm.
and went back, and so after we won the Japanese Second World War. So my father was service in the Air Force. Air Force, they stationed in Shanghai. My whole family in Shanghai,
Okay.
in Jiangwan.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's cool. And do you remember anything from your childhood in Taiwan?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
talk about all days. A lot of, certainly we have a sweet family.
Mhm.
Uh, Parents. Also, my grandmother came with us, 4 kids. So seven member in the one family. I'm
Okay.
so lucky. I'm so lucky. So we have a lot of warm, lot of love.
Mhm.
So well disciplined as well.
Mhm.
We have a good manner, behave.
Mhm.
Again, as a Christian love, so
Yeah.
we really feel so nice.
Yeah. So did you and your family go to church in Taiwan
Oh
when you were
yes,
little?
yes. Actually, yeah. So I was the second one to be convert into Christian.
Mhm.
I was very young.
Yeah.
So my grandmother, so really like me, I'm the oldest son, the grandson.
Uh-huh.
So he loved me a lot. He started to become a Christian. Then I went with her to church.
Okay.
Gradually, all seven of people, we are Christian family.
How did she first hear about the church?
Okay, he worship Chen Huang Lao Ye, just so in Shanghai they have a temple,
Uh-huh.
Buddha's temple, so Dao's temple.
Uh-huh.
They go to Chen Huang Miao.
Yeah.
Then he was looking for some spiritual thing. Then finally, so he met one priest, one missionary, American missionary,
I see.
come baptized. Then one by one, praise the Lord, whole family, seven people, go to church together. Yes.
That's cool. Yeah, and this was all in Taiwan or also in mainland?
No, 1949, because we have a civil war, remember?
Yeah.
China, so we are nation, my father was a nationalist,
Uh-huh.
so I mean, fly all our family to Taiwan,
Okay.
escape from
Oh,
communism.
I
So
see.
then we whole family moved to Taiwan from mainland China. I was even born Taiwan,
Right.
in Taiwan, yes.
Okay, cool. And so what were some values that your parents instilled on you?
Yeah, there's a lot of good memories. Also, certainly we are a Christian family, so
Mm,
we have a Christianity, those biblical values.
yeah.
So characters, how God's attribute, righteousness, loving kindness, those kind of things. Again, also Chinese, I mean traditional Chinese value.
Uh-huh.
We since we are Confucius, all are Chinese pretty much affect, I mean influenced by the Confucius
Uh-huh.
tradition, integrity, so we, harmony, benevolence, righteousness, so courtesy, wisdom, honesty, loyalty, and the feature of piety, so
Uh-huh.
that's basically, yeah, our, we have a lot of heritage come from my parents. Really,
Right.
I'm so happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. And so what did your childhood revolve around? Was it school, your friends, or the church?
Yeah, actually, yes. I mean, so yeah, I really so lucky, so we still stick with contact with a lot of friends, childhood, you
Uh,
know, we, even we come to States, so we, yeah. By the way, because 2002, I went back to Taiwan. Hey, you talk about a lot of things. Go to the church in the Donghai University. I graduate. So I have a lot of things. So
uh,
I even went to school. So I was educator. You
uh-huh.
know, hey, a lot of things going around, and so we really revolve around. So we make make my life so abundant and rich. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And did your parents ever influence your studies,
Oh
like
yeah,
in
definitely,
school?
definitely. Chinese family,
Yeah.
Chinese family. So they even don't encourage us to do anything. Have a lot of other activity. Basically, we pretty much focus on the school. So study. My parents, they even self. So grow up with us,
Yeah.
learn a lot of things from us. We got a lot of deep influence. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. And so I saw that you went to an all boys high school. What was that like?
Well, that's a little bit background. You talk about that. Right now, you talk about co-ed. Hey, back to the time is very conservative.
Uh,
So I mean, hey, you talk about the boys is not one thing. Actually, I was the first boys school. Had a lot of severe competition.
uh-huh.
We have a united examination. I was top on my class. I'm so proud.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God gave me the chance. Then we went to suddenly, hey, no choice. Almost everybody is either go to boys or girls school is the same.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's a different. I mean the background. From
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And so besides that academic competition, were there any other pressures at an all boys school?
Oh yeah, computation. You're right, definitely. Well, I mean, we compete, but we cooperate. So I make
Mhm.
good friends because Christianity. I'm Christian, and so I really want to be outreach. Try to lay witness Jesus Christ, the love. Then we have I make a lot of friends. So actually, uh, I would say, yeah, computation is one thing. We're not as, I mean, that go to the action, but we make friends. Also have a good friends. So you take a revolve. That's what it come out. Yes.
Yeah. And so were a lot of your classmates Christian already?
Oh yes, praise the Lord. A lot of friends. Even though that time I was not active, so we
Yeah.
different concept. I don't want to twist people's arm, but at the same time, so my influence. I recently, I even know high school, also college friends or a classmate, I mean, he or she even mentioned, "Hi, I still remember you just like a priest, you know." Preach there, also teach us and do this and
Uh-huh.
with us about the Bible lessons. Hey, so right now we become converts. We are Christians. Hey.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so what extracurriculars did you do?
We have church activities, so that's one thing we memory. We have, I was growing up in the Baptist church. Baptist church, they have a youth fellowship, very strong. We call 祝道会. 祝道 means, assist, the truth. So other than that, actually in Taiwan, my age, my contemporary that time, we have some youth summer camp or winter camp. So because I pretty much joined those kind of activity, so I also have a long walk, so we go to the cross session to cross Taiwan,
Uh-huh.
tiny island, but the cross island from Taichung to Hualien. So have a lot of fun. So also have a shooting club, so in this, hey, so I become a good sniper, so shooting, also driving. Even one time I went to Kinmen. Kinmen is one of the front against the mainland China because China and Taiwan, they become two divided country, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, aware that. So Kinmen, I mean the thing. Hey, a lot of fun memories. I really like it, and so that's my activities.
Uh-huh. I see. That's cool. And so what college did you go to or university?
I went to Donghai University. Donghai literally means Eastern Ocean,
Right.
Eastern, you know. So Donghai University is a Christian liberal art university.
Uh-huh.
Basically, is we in China, the time before communists took over the whole mainland China, to have 13 Christian college.
Okay.
北京大学, so Nanjing, Shanghai even have a lot of famous university is a Christian university. But when we withdraw to Taiwan, have a united board, so build up a school called Donghai University. I really enjoyed the life there. Yeah, Donghai.
Yeah, and did your parents want you to go there or did they want you to go to a different school?
Actually, that's my dreams college to go.
Uh-huh.
Local. I live in Taichung, so we live in down the hill, and we see the uphill. Donghai is on a small mountain hill, so Dadusan. So every time I even wrote an article mentioning about since from my elementary school, I was dreaming to go to that school. So
Uh,
my parents, they are open-minded, so that's one of the top private school, so certainly I was fortunately was admit,
yeah,
like and
yeah,
they enjoy.
that's good. And what did you study in college?
My major was chemistry.
Mhm.
Chemistry, so all 4 years. Certainly, my minor is pretty much literature, so I
Uh,
Chinese and English. So my
uh-huh. Okay.
minor,
And what made you decide? Oh, sorry.
yes.
What made you decide to study that?
Uh, Well, actually, I really enjoying science.
Mhm.
Chemistry have a lot of chemical reaction, interactions, a lot of fun, just like a magician, you know, chemist,
Yeah.
you make those fun. So that's my interest as well, so I was admitted to that thing. Actually, not much choice. I was fortunately, according to my decision, my choice. So a lot of time, because we have a certain limited, people can go to college, can go to the
Mhm.
major. So hey, you are pretty much assigned, depends on your score. So
Oh, okay.
both way.
I see. And so what communities or also extracurriculars were you part of in college?
So say that again, please. I don't.
What what communities or like extracurriculars were you part of in college?
Yeah, actually, Donghai University is pretty much a liberal arts. Arts means you need to learn everything. So that's
Mm,
so not only you your major study chemistry only. Hey, you need to know physics, so biology. So that is a requirement.
okay.
Besides that, hey, political science was one of my choice. Also,
Right.
economy, then society, social study. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I
Okay,
pretty
cool.
much is wide. Also,
Yeah.
religion, music. Liberal
Uh-huh.
arts means every you need to learn everything. Yeah.
Okay, I see. And then, so what did you do after you graduated from college?
Yeah, after I graduate, so people grow up in Taiwan, especially male, boy, so youth, you need to have obligatory military service,
Okay.
2 years, so I'm so happy I went through that one. My physical, so good, because usually in school I was so sick because study a lot of heavy study, heavy loaded. But hey, in the army, in the military, hey, you open mind, mix with a different walk of life.
Uh-huh.
So certainly, so I was a service in Taiwan for 2 years in the
Uh-huh.
military service. Yes.
I see. And what did you do after you came out?
Yeah, actually, what I mean, okay, so 2 years, after 2 years, you are free. So you got, you graduate. So,
Yeah.
in the army, I was in the second lieutenant. Okay, I went to Jinmen,
Uh-huh.
remember, talk about the winter camp, I went to Jinmen. So
Okay.
I was sent to Jinmen as one of the division. You
Uh-huh.
know, I was even the teacher, also the political teacher, also the leader.
Uh-huh.
Then after military, that's what he asked, right?
Yeah.
After military, suddenly get my TOEFL, also GRE test. So I get admission to come to immigrate to United States,
Okay.
America at that time. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so did you immigrate to America right after?
Right. After discharge from military, is for the requirement. I got everything check mark right,
Uh-huh.
and I was good. I
Yeah.
was academic okay, so I even applied scholarship. So I
Uh-huh.
went, University of New Orleans, get my PhD there. Yes.
Okay, I see. And so is sorry. And so where oh, sorry. So when was that?
Uh, that's a 1974. That's the first year I came to United States.
I
Yes.
see. And then you already knew English when you came, right?
Oh yeah, we like anyone else, but so there's a 12 years old when we were in junior high. Junior high, that's a requirement.
Okay.
So I have a basic thing.
Okay. And so how was the integration process? So after you moved to the US, was it difficult for you to adjust?
Well, actually, since we're young, so that time, America, go to America is pretty much our dream. So
Uh,
we even have American dream, not only literal, that's true though. American dream, we saw a lot of American movies, and so, hey, integration is no problem at all. Actually, so yeah, make a lot of friends also
yeah.
in the school community. I really enjoyed that,
Uh-huh.
yes.
So what did you live on the university campus or did you live somewhere else?
Yeah, we in the beginning is a requirement we need to live in the dorm.
Okay.
Yeah, so after freshman, probably out of capacity. So I rent a house, so with other overseas students.
Uh-huh.
So we graduate student, we share one house in near campus, the
Yeah.
campus. Yes.
I see. And then did you attend a church when you first came to the US?
Yes, for sure. So, yeah, so where I was advised, when you go to a new place, stranger place, first thing you need looking for is a medical hospital to go get a help.
Yeah.
Second is a church.
Uh-huh.
You need to have a spiritual home. Praise the Lord. Yeah, I did. Yes.
Uh-huh. And then so when you were looking for churches, did you look for specifically a Chinese church or any church?
Yes, basically, yes. We certainly, in between, certainly I went to, American or okay, so white church,
Uh-huh.
so, or Caucasian church. Then, Chinese church, because I have a burden, I feel, a lot of people, yeah, they need help, as long as I myself feel more comfortable, to
Mhm.
that one. So I went to Chinese church, yes.
Yeah, and do you think attending a Chinese church helped you adjust to the US?
Yes and no. But a lot of time you get together, so speak Chinese only, and hey,
I see.
separate from the outside community. You talk about yeah. But anyhow, USA is pretty much an immigration country, so they start from there. We need to maintain our the identity.
Mm.
So yeah. But actually, as a leader, I really encourage we have a so communication also have a little bit sister church with some other church, white church or even black church. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I saw on your resume that you also worked for a food and beverage company.
Yes.
When was that?
Yeah. Okay. So that means after I finished my career, after graduate school, PhD, and I went to Japan.
Yeah.
Then, that's one of the famous, renowned chemical company, top one that time. Okay. DuPont, also, Roman Haas. So total is 22 years, in my chemical industry career. Then the time I was, because Taiwan, that time have a thing happening. They called us 1999, September 21st, we have a big earthquake, just like a Sichuan
Mhm.
earthquake,
Yeah.
2008. So Taiwan, that time, because I start have a Light and Sound Association, Christian Association, helping people, charity, doing charity. Then at that time, we raise fund, supporting relief the disaster in Taiwan. So I went to Taiwan as a short-term mission. Then I feel, I need to do something for the place I grew up with. So,
Mhm.
that's the reason I went back. I went back, and the fortunate, my family, my brother actually, the time he started to build up school, the school bilingual and the international school, Wagger Academy,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
from kindergarten,
Uh-huh.
kindergarten gradually built up and until 12, 8 to
Uh-huh.
12. That's the thing we pretty much, I got involved. I was assigned as chairman of the board, yes.
Yeah, okay. I see. And what were your responsibilities as the chairman?
Yes, that's a 2002. I went there, and the chairman basically speech delivered the speech. Hey, when every time, every weekend we have thing to do. Why? Private school have a pressure. You need a student. Why you need a student? So you need to go out, outreach them, to do a lot of explanation, have a lot of the publicity,
Yeah.
to promote your school. So that's one of my job. Certainly, I serve as a leader. Not only the physical leader, also the spiritual leader. So hey, that's my favorite because I'm Christian. I need alter my influence, not only my identity, importance, also impact, my influence. So that's my major work. Other thing is pretty much supervise. Uh, the principals. All the principals, they are graduate from normal university. Normal means a teacher. They got teacher. They are very experienced. So I learned a lot of
Uh-huh.
things from them. Plus, so I was in when I was in Clear Lake Chinese Church, Houston. So I serving as a Chinese school principal for 15 years as long as well, so that's my favorite. So when I go there, hey, certainly not only I supervise, or also, pretty much like a spiritual leader. So I give them the encouragement, teacher, faculty encouragement. That's my job. Other thing is I try to boost the morale for the students. I try to, every time I need to dress up, also, just go around the campus, hey, from kindergarten, we have a different campuses. So when I went to elementary school, there's 1,000 students there, there's 1,000 students in kindergarten. Then finally, we have a high school. High school is even marvelous, awesome. It's a nice place, beautiful, so beautiful. In Taiwan, if you go to Taiwan, that's one of the sightseeing place. Hey, so that's my job is pretty much as try to involve with the administration as well. Supervising, give advice since my age. So my experience and other things. Certainly, if we need the money, hey, you need a fundraising. So that's one of my job. Yes.
Okay, I see. And so when you were a chairman, was that a full-time job or was that while you were working with the food and beverage company?
Yeah. Well, you got the point. Because chairman of the board, so yeah, is a full-time paid job. But compared with when serving as a volunteer principal in Clear Lake Chinese Church Chinese school, hey, every teacher can get a pay. Not me. I was a deacon. I don't have pay. It's volunteer. Well, one thing is affect my kids. My kids, one time, when after 15 years, they fed enough. No money. I went there, so Wagger back to Taiwan. The first thing they ask my wife, Mommy, this time Daddy got to pay? Yes, full pay. Actually, pay very well. Pay well. That's a compare, compare with. Just believe me. That's a very, very, very good salary and help me feed the whole family. Win my bread for my family. Also, I need to do that. And yes, for the pay. Yeah, it's a full-time job. Yes.
Okay. So to make sure I understand, so you went to school in Taiwan, and then after you graduated, you went to serve in the Taiwan
Yes.
military. And then after the military, you went to New Orleans to get your
Right.
PhD.
USA. New
And then,
Orleans, and
yes.
then my first job was in DuPont. DuPont, I moved to Wilmington, Delaware. There's have an experimental station. Unfortunately, we don't have picture show you here, but I send you the picture. So pretty experimental station. That's number one. 3,000 PhD working in this tiny spot. Dental station.
Okay.
So they even invent nylon, invent a lot of things, you name it. So they become so famous, so academic, just like a university campus. Then when you go to the plant, just like a hell. Also, the environment is so dirty. So so you've made a lot of people they say bad things. But anyhow, so yeah, so that's after 20 years, so DuPont, also Roman Haas. Then that time, I early retirement, I went back to Taiwan. During as a teacher, professor, assistant professor for my alumni. So there's Donghai University, also serving there. So a lot of things going on. Then let me see. Yeah. So that's my career. Then you did ask, after school, when I serving as the food and beverage company, Golden Jaguar. You asked.
Yeah.
So Golden Jaguar, yeah, you're right. My brother is a very ambitious businessman, entrepreneur. Then he start, go to China, have some buffet business. Hey, there's 1,000 seats in Shanghai. You're from Shanghai. Shanghai, we have 3 branches that time. Right now we sold out. And at that time, so my job is pretty much just, one of the work is a food safety. I eat a lab. Also, other thing is a human resource work to do.
Okay.
And we have 6,000 people working for Golden Jaguar.
Okay.
We're in the,
I see.
I mean, in the Hongqiao, near Hongqiao
Uh-huh.
Airport, yes.
Okay, I see. Cool. And so, is there anything else you would like to add about your childhood or your time in school or something? If not, we can just start transitioning to Clear Lake,
Okay. Yeah,
talking about.
actually, I want to add something, so actually, I want to praise the Lord. Thank God, give me the whole, all the best thing, not necessarily physical or material. Actually, other things so
Mhm,
abundant. So also
mhm,
give me a sweet home. My parents, they live longer. My father died when he was 84. My mother still
mhm.
alive, 99 years old.
That's
Hey,
great.
because you have a parents, so my life is pretty much have a home, have a warmth of a home. Also, suddenly I start have my family, my wife also have two boys. They all grown
Uh-huh.
up, have their own family. Hey, everything is so complete. I mean, so perfect. I would
Yeah.
say that's unless God's blessing, won't have this thing happening. Certainly here is not everything is like a blue sky all the time. No, sometimes we have a gloomy sky and also some stormy weather. Hey,
Mhm.
but with my belief, God gave me the time go through those trials. I really enjoy this. So I really am satisfied. So from my childhood, finally I have a revolve and go back to Taiwan, serving there. Get a reconnect with a lot of friends, a lot of
Yeah.
school friends, also teachers, everything. So I feel so satisfied in my life because I don't have any regret for thing. Then after my work is perfect. After 22 years, chemical industry is very detrimental to our health because a lot of chemical vapor, going up. My mother always said, "No, Charles, you cannot. You don't need to go there. There's a poison there." But hey, God listened to her prayer, my prayer. Then move me to education,
Mhm,
business field. Even I teaching Donghai University as an assistant professor.
mhm,
A lot of students, they are non-major chemistry, all the political science, also social study, also economical. So I use a very practical thing to teach them, let them feel chemistry is everyday life science. It's not only, so academic. It's not, we don't care, we don't know. Hey, it's kind of relate. So I let them doing some literature research, paper. Also, usually in my class have a 200 students. I
okay.
every morning every time every class I mean call their name one by one. I'm not only the teacher of book, I'm the teacher of students. I'm the
Mhm,
teacher of youth. I want to have my influence as well. I transfer, show them the slide, show them my my happy life, my family, also my value. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
thing I really enjoy. Thank you.
yeah, that's great. And what do you do now, actually?
Uh, you talk about in the church, you talk about.
Are as a job, or are you full-time at the church?
Yes, actually, when I was 65, I retired.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I really enjoy life. Actually, we usually say that's a golden age. Believe me, if but everything good, so God's so good.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I don't need to worry about my food, my eat. Hey, God provide everything, so I retired. Plus, U.S. government give me Social Security. Thing. So I have my own income. I really enjoy my life. I'm satisfied. So I spending all my time for the church because
Uh-huh.
I'm the elder. Elder means lay pastor.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You need an assistant pastor, also taking care of your flock. From youth to senior citizen, everybody.
I see.
The middle age, right now the workforce, career people, business people. Right now, I'm the chairman of the Chinese Christian businessman association,
Uh-huh.
the new chairman.
Uh-huh.
I try to do, I make a plan, try to get the people together, have a lot of, we just have one of our convention. So January 1st and 2nd, we have 600 people come from China. Because we take advantage of Zoom. You don't need a physically there, just virtually, we go have a meeting, have a conference.
Uh-huh.
Invite a lot of good speaker, talk about how they enjoy their career, also how to preach the gospel in the career, lay witness to the career. Hey, that's spending my time, that's my outside of the church. Again, to me, I have only one goal, outreach people, share my good news from Jesus Christ to the people. Yeah, so keep me very, very busy. Yeah,
Yeah.
in effect, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw that you were also involved in a lot of other community organizations. And so you were the Asian American advisor to the City of Houston mayor at one point?
Right. So there's hey, interesting. There's a Lee Brown, Mayor Lee Brown. So that time, so because his leadership, he assigned me as the managing director.
Mm.
So I try to helping him. So we go to the first thing, we go to China. That's my first time went back to China after 60 years.
Wow.
Those two countries pretty much divided. So that's the first time I went to with the Houston delegation group. We went to China. This is my first time when I was 60 years old. So I was so touched, so moved because my roots came from there, China, Shanghai. Even went to Shanghai. Later on, so because of my business there, so I went to Shanghai, where our headquarters in Shanghai. I'm very familiar with Shanghai, almost like a native of Shanghainese. Next time we can talk about it. A lot
Yeah.
of I went, probably you didn't go.
Yeah, I love Shanghai too. And so what was your role? What were your responsibilities as the advisor?
Okay, advisor, like what we say, hey, one thing we needed, thank God, because the vision of those mayor, they forming those different ethnic group, advisor. Hey, that means we keep every ethnic group, the race, harmony, in harmony. Instead of, that time exactly that's in Los Angeles have a riot, have a racial tension, even have a little bit of confrontation. Very bad, very bad. So that time, because Houston, we do have those Asian American advisor, African American advisor, hey, we get along very well. We have, from community to community, we have a try to have a diversity, cultural diversity. We appreciate others' diversity, even Asian. In Asia, we have so many ethnic group, right? You know that. Then from there, we need to be pretty much taking care of the community. So I myself is pretty much active, to be a speech, give the speech, also, so try to promote, also show our goodwill, so we helping one another, each other, yeah.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And so when did you found the Light and Salt Association?
That's 1997.
Okay.
97, and at that time, the first action is we raising fund for Yangtze River flood. The time Yangtze flood, 1997. If you ask your parents or you check the Google, 1997, 1998. We found in 1997, 1998. Yangtze River, so from the upstream to the downstream, all got flood. Han was my hometown. I went back there. They even have a monument, have some mark. They say, hey, there's the flood. The water comes this high,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we raising fund, and so we give some reliable Christian relief agent. They deliver the money, buy blanket, buy some the rice,
Yeah.
the for those people. Then 1999, Taiwan have those September 21st earthquake, big shake up. So that's one of the reasons, I went back to Taiwan, spending 12 years there, my second career.
Okay.
Besides chemistry. So so 1997 was the year we founding Light South, because we thought church shouldn't be, just living, also worship God within four walls. We need going out. We need to outreach the community, helping people have a charity purpose. Light means we should have just like Jesus Christ say, you are the light of the world. You need to shine to the world so people see your good deeds, give the glory to your Heavenly Father. The salt means the righteousness, means if something is not just and just, we need to stand up, speak out,
I see.
Basically, I was the founding president, fortunately, so we have many people working together.
Yeah. And so how many other founders were there, or was it just you?
Yeah, we have a charter member. Charter member, that time we have 7 board of director. I was the chairman, fortunately, elected. So we have 7 people working together. Then we have 6 advisors. All those advisors from different church, HCC, WHCC, Forbang, even Forbang. That time we have those church already. We are sister churches. Again, we have other church like the Methodist, also Lutheran Chinese church. 6 pastors, they were honored as our advisor. They actually give advice. So I'm so happy. So you talk about founder, you talk about just 13, also pretty much 20 to 30 people as a founder. Yes.
That's cool. Yeah, that's great. And what was your involvement in the Chinese Herald Journal?
Because I like to speak, I like to write. And so, so I right now I still need to get an assignment to write some report, also some articles, over those are 30 years, almost 30 years, I pretty much keep on writing, contribute to my articles. They publish in the nationwide, also the local wise. Again, besides that, I was editor. Not one of the editor means the whole main thing, the whole nationwide. They have a lot of Los Angeles, New York, East Coast, also West Coast, also the whole nation, also even the Europe. They use the same main thing. So I wrote education, computer. You talk about 100,000 words. I need a cook. I need a writer. So a lot of fun because I know even earthquake, also EEOC. EEOC means Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC. So hey, that's one of the special topic. A lot of Chinese folks, my kinfolks, they suffer because they have a discrimination problem. Hey, but the American government is so nice. They have an agent called EEOC. So I just try to special report, just try to correct the information, so you interview a lot of different people, like what you just do it right now. I do the same thing, reporter work, so writing, if I'm not exaggerating, that's the whole paper, so just writing just a special topic. I involve 5 to 6 special topics and done the whole nationwide thing. Again, I'm a regular contributor. Even now, I still have 20, this month 20, I need to write a report article talking about the ICCBA, that's Business Association, where our annual conference.
Okay.
We have 6 people registered, yes.
Cool. Okay. And so I guess we can start moving towards the church. So how did you find out about Clear Lake Chinese Church?
Yes, actually, that time I live in Clear Lake because my working place is by the ship channel, so that's petrochemical Colorado.
Yeah.
So a lot of the ship channel, around the ship channel have a lot of petrochemical companies.
Mhm.
Working Roman house there by the monument. That's the St. Jacinto Monument, if you know that. Yeah. Then I live in Clear Lake. So go to work, so hey, so I believe in community church.
Mm,
I here I should looking for community church.
I see.
I went to HCC several times. Actually, I'm a very have a good connection with HCC, Houston Chinese Church. But clearly, Chinese Church, hey, a lot of people here also have a burden, have a pastor, elder. They invite me. Also, I go there. Hey, so I start become so dedicated to serve in Clear Lake Chinese Church. That's 1984.
I see. And so when did you start going to Clear Lake Chinese Church? Was that 1984?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. And then when did you start serving as like the deacon?
Deacon because from the actually well when I was in New Orleans we go to New Orleans Chinese Presbyterian Church. So
Mm,
serving as when I was a graduate student, I serving as a deacon. The time we start have a Mandarin Bible study class. So we have a lot of immigrants. We start. I was a founder as well. We have a several brother and sister. We start that one. So that time I was elected as a deacon for that church. Then come to Clear Lake Chinese Church, and so they elected me as a deacon as well.
I
So
see.
working as the one for almost, let me see, so 15 years in Clear Lake as a deacon, then become elder for the church. Yes.
Okay. And what deacon were you? Which ministry group?
Well, because the church is not that big, and so I almost doing the every function. Talk about the literature, the scribe, so writing,
I see.
the scribe for the meeting minutes. Also, the other thing you talk about the worship, how you handle the worship, also fellowship, also visitation, so care, pastoral care, and you organize, and so everything. I did everything, also even the chairman of the, the Clear Lake Chinese Council Board. Yes.
Okay. Cool. And so Clear Lake was HCC's first church plant. When was it planted? What year?
That's 1981. I
Okay.
came in 1984. That's 3 years later. Yes, after they forming the church.
Cool. And so are any of the first like pastors and members still there?
Yes, founding charter member, still have several, so certainly some of the founder, so three deacons, two of them, two out of three passed away. They went to the heavenly home,
Mhm.
and the other still have one elder, elder qua. Anyhow, so yes, still keep us all.
That's cool. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And so how many people attend Clear Lake?
Clear Lake Church, you talk about them or now?
Um, yeah, I guess maybe now we can start.
Now we have almost 200 people,
Okay.
member
And
in the church.
yeah, is it just a Chinese congregation or is there also English?
Yeah, we have a Chinese part, also English part. So English part right now, actually, we are in the process of calling or inviting English pastor.
Okay.
So this weekend we should have something. I was the pastor searching committee chairman, and
Okay.
God really bless us. We have a very good candidate.
Mm,
To have a Chinese part, have an English part. Chinese part, we have a pastor. English part, we just, in the process getting one English pastor.
okay.
Yes.
So was there an English side since 1981 or is it just starting?
No, it's in, well, because we talk about the church almost 40 years old. So next year will be, next year will be, wait, this year, right? Let me see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this year.
this year's 40 years. I mean, in the beginning, yes, certainly only Chinese because immigration wise. Then certainly second generation, you talk about American born Chinese and the highlight. So English.
Yeah.
English. Other than that, we do have other authentic. We have a Vietnamese friends. They come to our church as a membership. Also Korean, also have Caucasian. It's pretty much diverse in the English session. I mean congregation. Yes.
Yeah. And is there a Cantonese congregation?
Oh yeah, definitely. My wife is one of the Cantonese.
Okay.
So Cantonese, yeah, we do have 30, 40 people, some member there. That's very active. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And so how large is the
diverse.
Chinese congregation?
Chinese congregation is still the majority. You talk about over 100, 120.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so right now, certainly new immigration mainly from mainland China. Or
Mhm.
like me from Taiwan, we have a bunch of from Taiwan. So after that, so mainland China, Chinese from mainland China come over. So almost all my coworker from mainland China,
I
almost every, yeah. So
Okay, cool. And then what about the youth? How large is the youth?
the youth, yeah, because of funny though, I'm the, I'm the helper because we try to get young people as a deacon. I'm the elder. I say, hey, you go ahead. I'm your assistant. Inheritance, we need to pass the baton, So we have 20 active youth. Certainly we have Awana, have children.
Mm,
Children have, almost, 20, something like 20, yes.
Okay, cool. And then how has the size of the congregations changed since you came?
Uh, well, in the beginning, we do have a small congregation, like 80 people, total different families. But right now, 200. So not that great, like the jump, just like
Mhm.
WHCC, HCC even, right?
Yeah.
HCC going up very well. So we unfortunately, so big, yeah, we don't have not grow up so rapidly, but slowly but surely.
Yeah. And which congregation grown the most?
So originally, the time you talk about back 10 years, yeah, Chinese many, so immigrant from China, so
Mm,
in China. Then right now, look at the trend is a little bit changed because, the immigration got a little bit of trouble, so English look at as a future trend, yes.
I see. And so what are the major challenges that Clear Lake is facing right now?
Well, I would say the basically challenge is ourselves, people.
Yeah,
We renew or have a revive every single Christian in the church.
I see.
Yeah, the physical thing, ABC means, so the people attendance also, hey, that's something else. So the challenge, I would say, revive. So if we start from our inside, we everybody confess, also try to return back to the Lord, not superficially, just try to be really a true Christian. Hey, so the church will be great, bright, right? So we need to do God's work, Great Commission, going out, also make disciples for all nations, cross-culture, mission. Hey, the church will become bigger and bigger and in uh, quantity, but the quality, like what I keep on saying, quality is very important. Yeah.
Yeah. And so are there any other Chinese churches in Clear Lake?
Yes. In the beginning, we are the only one. But right now we do have other two.
I
Other two is the one is Formosa, so they are originally they call it pretty much from Taiwan, Right now, hey, not necessary because they start figure out. So they start even using English as their major language.
Mm,
The other one is Clear Creek, Creekside.
okay.
So, yeah, so we do have two French, I mean, the French church.
Mhm. Yeah. And so, how has COVID changed the way that Clear Lake functions?
Yeah, like everybody else. And so we are on the line. There's a Zoom meeting, also live stream for the worship.
Hmm.
We have a limited people going back to church. It's not open yet, not reopen yet.
Right.
So, but I also preach. Sometimes I also, as a pastor, searching committee, we have a guest speaker. I have to be church. Yes.
I
So
see.
again, like anybody else, so the Zoom really is change the name of the game, change the game, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so, kind of speaking on the demographic changes, so how have you seen um, the church change or the congregation change in terms of like generation? Maybe there's more English speaking now, maybe
Yes.
more like the youth are growing up and becoming part of the English congregation. So, what are some challenges with those changes?
Well, challenge means always good, because without challenge, without facing challenge, meet the challenge, we won't be having any change. So we always remember, in this world, the permanent thing is change. So we have to deal with change. So authentic, yes, we open our door, open our arm to welcome everyone. We have a lot of amigo, right, in the neighborhood. Hey, we should open enough to welcome them. So those amigo, those a Latino people come to join worship God in English with us, even though sometimes it could be Spanish. Yeah, so that's ethnic wise. Demographics, we don't have a Lake City, have a lot of people there. Also, some people from Pasadena, Deer Park. So we are in Clear Lake. Hey, different room. So we have a different section the Bible study group. So we originally have a 5, but right now have a 3 major group. They have a group fellowship, instead we call gospel fellowship. Gospel fellowship is mainly from mainland China. Those people. Then, but I'm the elder. I'm to everywhere. Then again, facing the challenge, we just need to, have a sensitive mind, know how to meeting the need, also how to approach people, gospel as well. Again, our future is our youth and the kid, the generation.
Mhm.
So we need to do something. We right now we elect some youth deacons. Also let them have more get familiar with that and also get an inheritance. Again, we try to use a different way. Go to campus. Actually, we go to different campus. I myself was the leader to find out one of the international group from our Clear Lake Christian school. Then I volunteer. We have many Chinese people from China. They don't know much English, so they invite us going to speak in Chinese. Suddenly, we try to orient them into English.
Mhm.
Hey, so we need to be open. We need to outreach people, more people, different generation, different ethnic group, also even different area people. So not necessarily Chinese, but the Chinese church need to be or community church oriented. Yeah, there's a God's anyhow. There's a cost. There's a Christ oriented church, center church. Yes.
Yeah. And so is Clear Lake actively reaching out to non-Chinese people, or are they just kind of keeping it within Chinese Americans?
Uh, yeah, we should set any limitation. And actually, we have a lot of couple, mixed couple. Husband is Caucasian American.
Mhm.
They marry a lot of people from mainland China. So the bride from China.
Oh,
So those bride, they even don't speak English.
I see.
So that's where our chance. We have a burden, try to minister those people, those group, those family ministry. So we need meet their needs, spiritual need, also physical, their special need, their language, their culture, Hey, so yeah, that's pretty much what we try to, that's a challenge. We try to adjust. We try to adjust and we open our mind. So we want the leading, to just open our mind, open our heart, open our ear to listen to Jesus Christ that tell us and what he wants us to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Thank you. And then, so what change do you hope to see in the future, either within the church or among the church members at Clear Lake?
Yeah, among the church member, we should have a more harmony relationship, more loving one another, each other, Hey, that's internal. But external, certainly outreach. That's actually, just to tell you, I'm pretty much active, involved, almost like what I list, almost 12 organizations outside of the church. Why? That's outreach. Hey, I'm ready. I get a lot of my church folks. We need to go there. For instance, one of the Space City professional organization, I'm the chairman right now, president. So my major reason go there, not because I have enough time. No, but I feel this is necessary. We need to outreach those people. So I provide my service, provide leadership, provide co-workership. Hey, so people come. So finally, people one by one, they, profess, become a Christian. So that's one of the reasons I outreach people. And also, I believe there's a biggest change, also the challenge in the future. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And then, so are there a lot of interactions between Clear Lake's Chinese congregation and English congregation, or are they mostly separate?
Because our church is like a family. That's our advantage. Because we're not a mega church, we're not a humongous church. So our church is English and Chinese. Just you talk about our kids, they go to English, right? So
Right.
we in Chinese part. Actually, I and my wife, God helping us also when we didn't have pastor. We did have a pastor, just pastor working 12 years and so just left to the other mission. That's the reason we need a new minister. So hey, before that, long time before that, so those young generation, they need a shepherd. So we just stand out and so, hey, we are from Chinese part. Our kids, that's our kids. We need to love them. We need to care them, so we leading them. Awana, as a speaker, also even the leader, also the youth group as well. So no problem. We don't have any, segregation, whatever, also a division.
Yeah. And so does Clear Lake have any programs for the younger English side generation to grow to become like leaders in the church?
Yes. So discipleship, that's the real thing. That's a key word. That's a magic word, right? Yeah. Discipleship, mentorship. So that we study have a lot of things. We have trained a trainer. So as a pastor or elder, we are in the role of teaching those a lot of leaders, the mentors. So we, yes, do one way to do. Not only we just outreach, also we ourselves need to be revived. We need to be renew ourselves toward God, serving us ourselves as a living sacrifice to the Lord. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. And so what about you personally? Um what was your spiritual journey kind of like? What were some struggles that you had, or did you have any struggles?
Yes, yeah, as a Christian of 60 years. 60 years. It's too old. So, certainly, when I first baptized at 12 years old, because I was Baptist, they require us 12 years old age. So you become a baptized. Then anyhow, from there, but especially different school, so because school academic work is too busy. So I use that as excuse. So drift away from church. Yes, off. But God really called me back. God really, so one time, one of the songs I say, I want to be a Christian in my heart. You remember that's that's a spiritual song from those African American immigrants in the beginning, So the song is so touched. So sometimes I was just thinking, I'm so miserable. I try to be, I'm a Christian and I need to do this, I do that. Right. Hey, we just like a Pharisees, not have a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason, that's one of the reasons we have a light and sound. We want to use show our work in faith or faith in work, right? Faith without deeds is dead. So that's the thing we awaken me, So I remember that's when I was in the high school. Senior of my high school. So that year I was covered, confess myself again, recommit ourselves again to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, even though, rise and falls, like a roller coaster, but basically it's very stable because I want to get in close to the Lord, even though we have a fear of the Lord. At the same time, we need to have close to the Lord, right? You remember, dear Lord, of you 3 things I pray. I don't sing the song, I'm not good.
Okay.
But anyhow, so remember me. So there's a personal relationship between each individual, each Christian and the God.
Mm-hmm.
Even though our faith sometimes, drift away and so, oh God, what's happening? Why is it happening on me? Yes, that's reality. The life is reality. A lot of time we have a difficulty. We are sick. We are, and successful. Things happening. We have a lot of hurdles. Hey, does God use the chance to testing us? So yeah,
That's great.
Spiritual journey, yes.
Yeah, great. And so after, moving from I guess your family's from mainland, being born in Taiwan, moving to the US, what ethnicity do you identify as? Do you identify as fully American, Chinese American, Chinese? Yeah.
Well, identity is a very important lesson. I myself aware. You remember, one of the activity I joined the OCA, Organization of Chinese American. So that's my identity. For the race, I am a Chinese American. Even though I came from Taiwan, but I'm Chinese American.
Yeah.
But for God's grace, I'm a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
yeah.
See the grace is GRACE.
Mm-hmm.
God in the beginning, God and the race, plus race means grace.
Yeah.
See, this identity is very important. Not only we know that we need to teach our next generation. I keep on saying the same thing to, different thing. But right now I still schedule many lesson, many preaching to the younger generation, Chinese school youth, also Awana. Hey, that's the one I keep on telling them, also reminding me myself. That's our identity. Actually, it's no mix. Actually, there's both. We don't feel ashamed as a Christian. Same thing. We don't feel ashamed as a Chinese American.
Yeah, that's true. And so that's all the questions I have for today. Do you have any last words of encouragement or anything else you would like to add?
Yes, actually, I do have some Bible verse. There's fun parts, right? In the Jeremiah 29, 11, 12 to 12. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and the future. So that means even though we are amid of COVID-19, God give us is not harm us. This thing, His will is above ours, our will. So He give us hope and the future. That's the first thing. First thing, He asking us, call to God, and He will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know.
Mhm.
The same thing. That's we need a call. As a Christian or as a non-Christian, I strongly encourage people, so get this precious thing, so trust in the Lord. Also, God says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face, God's face, turn away from their wicked ways, then God will hear from heaven and God will forgive our sin and will heal our land. That's very important. That's my advice, also my encouragement.
Mhm.
We need to do. We are sinner and a sinner, but God is holy. God is the Almighty. So we need a sovereign. So we need to submit ourselves. So listen to Him. So our whole country will be healed. Not only the country, also the whole world.
Mhm.
Yes, that's my encouragement.
Great. Thank you so much.